Saludos a todas y a todos. Hoy 13 de mayo 2026. Vamos a conversar sobre la educación. Emily Cagüeno de Estados Unidos de la organización Corporación Cooperativa Wellspring y Benoko Kenia de América Kibera, Cátedra Global de la Cátedra Global de la Universidad del Buen Vivir, una alianza global para la educación, para otras economías, para la vida, desde la Cátedra Global de la Universidad Cooperativa del Buen Vivir, en el marco de la Alianza Global por la Educación, para otras economías, para la vida, rumbo al Foro Social Mundial de Benin 2026, Preforo Social Mundial de Economías Transformadoras 2026 México y Foro Social Mundial de Economías Transformadoras 2027 Argentina. Un gran saludo a todos. Adelante.
Adelante, Luis. Tienes tapado, sí.
Okay. Greetings to everyone. Today, May 13, 2026, we'll be discussing education with Emily Kawano from the Wellspring Cooperative Corporation in the USA and Ben Ooko from Amani, Kibera in Kenya, the global chair of the University of Gold Living, or Global Alliance for Education for Other Economies for Life, and the global chair of the Cooperative University of Good Living as part of the Global Alliance for Education for the Other Economies. Now, for live leading up to the 2026 World Social Forum in Benin, the 2026 Pre-World Social Forum on Transformative Economies in Mexico, but also the 2027 World Social Forum on Transformative Economies in Argentina. Welcome all.
Adelante, Benoco. Adelante, Emily, con tu exposición.
Benoko, it's now your turn to go as your.
Comienza Emily Kawano con su exposición.
All right. Emily, please go on with your presentation and your participation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Emily.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hi, I'm Emily Kawano. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the co-director of Wellspring Cooperative. We work in Western Massachusetts in the cities of Springfield and Holyoke. Do you want me to just keep going, or?
Yes, keep going.
Okay. Yeah, so it's nice to be here with all of you. I have a few slides to share to give you a sense of what's going on in the United States in terms of solidarity economy, education. So let me, oh, and I apologize that my camera doesn't work. So hold on just a second. Okay. All right. So what's going on in the United States? All right, just a little bit about me. It's fine if you want to share the slide deck link. So this is me. If anybody wants to get in touch with me, I included my email. So yeah, I'm the co-director of Wellspring Cooperative, and we do worker co-op development, as well as we're working on developing a local solidarity economy ecosystem in the cities of Springfield and Holyoke in Massachusetts. I'm also the co-coordinator of the U.S. Solidarity Economy Network, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. Luis, should I stop there, or do you just want me to go through my entire thing?
Anything you please, that's more than perfect. If you want to go through it, that's okay.
Okay. So the context, as we all are aware, there are multiple crises that we're facing, very serious crises. There's always the threat of another global pandemic. There's all the disasters of climate change and, planetary instability and destruction. There's global war and the war with Iran and all the repercussions of that. And certainly in the United States and throughout the world, there's this very frightening surge of fascism. So there are many crises that are converging all at the same time. And this is both very scary, but it also provides us with an opportunity, because as people's faith in the status quo is shaken, there's an opportunity to push for really fundamental change. So I don't mean just reforming capitalism. I mean, we can push for radical change, fundamental system change, in order to build an economy and world beyond capitalism. So that's the project that we're engaged in. Both my organization, my day job at Wellspring, as well as the U.S. Solidarity Economy Network. Education is a very important part of this movement, of building this movement for a new world. So just to give you a sense of some of the things that are going on, I'm going to talk about two kinds of education. One is in higher education, so formal education in colleges and universities, and then the other is on the community level. So in the academy and colleges and university, there is still really a paucity, right? There's not all that much solidarity economy education going on in higher education. But there are some relatively new emergent programs around solidarity economy. So this is beyond just a single class, or sometimes there are classes and one session will talk about solidarity economy. So I'm talking about a program where there are a number of different courses and internships and community projects. That's what I mean by solidarity economy programs. So here are some that I'm aware of. There might be some others that I am not aware of in the United States. There's a program through Tufts University, which is in the Boston area, has an urban and environmental policy and planning program. And Penn Low has been running a whole program on solidarity economy for a few years, several years. And it includes not only students from Tufts University, but it also includes community organizers and activists from grassroots groups in the Boston area. So a lot of them are doing community organizing, and a lot of them are engaged in maybe co-op development or community land trust development or participatory budgeting, or involved in some sort of hands-on concrete solidarity economy work.
Una síntesis, Luis, por favor.
Can I get an interpretation of that?
Yes, I'm going to give a brief interpretation now. So
okay.
There you go. Muy bien, primero que nada, como ya se presentó, Emily Kawano. Ella comenta que viene de parte de Massachusetts y que está fuertemente involucrada con los trabajos de la educación sustentable, pero también del desarrollo de una educación integral. Vamos a ver que hay una participación interesante. Emily decía que la educación se va a partir en dos principales fracciones. La primera, la cual es la educación heredada, o que podemos interpretar como educación académica institucional, y la educación comunitaria, que podríamos entenderla como una educación social, una educación de nuestra sociedad. Ella comenta que ha trabajado en temas desde la educación porque considera que es el pilar principal que se tiene que sostener para un cambio. Dentro de su primera interpretación, ella decía que nos encontramos en un momento en el cual hay cambios climáticos, hay crisis ambientales, hay conflictos de guerra, y esto puede generar en nuestra comunidad un sentimiento de temor, de preocupación y de enojo. Sin embargo, cambiando la perspectiva, Emily comenta que es en este momento cuando mayor crecimiento y oportunidad de cambio se puede presentar. Lo último que comentaba Emily es que ella menciona que hay diferentes programas de promoción académica en diferentes entornos. Por ejemplo, uno de ellos es en Boston, en el cual se encuentran la vinculación de diferentes comunidades, y con comunidades vamos a entender que son sectores académicos, no únicamente estudiantes como lo podría ser en la universidad, sino también activistas o bloques de comunicación. Estos grupos que se generan trabajan en conjunto y generan una educación sustentable, porque así generan un cambio. Eso es lo que se ha hablado hasta el momento.
Gracias, Luis.
Continúa, Emily.
Okay, so another program is also, keep going. Okay. Another program is also in Massachusetts at the University of Massachusetts in Amherst. It's called the Building Solidarity Economies, and it's led by a professor in anthropology named Boone Shear. And again, they are both, this is both a program of classes and community engagement. So they have various projects, including a lot of mutual aid projects. Like just one example is they are involved in the Stone Soup Cafe, where people get together and they collectively cook a meal, and it's a pay what you can, but nobody is turned away. And it's a time for people to meet and build relationships and talk about other sorts of mutual aid that they could support. The CUNY School of Labor and Urban Studies in the Community and Worker Ownership Project, led by Rebecca Lurie, has a very strong solidarity economy focus as well. And it is one strength of that. It's connecting up to the labor movement. So that's an important sector to connect up to. So that's exciting. So that's in New York City. And then there are two programs at the University of Illinois in Chicago. There's one, the Community Enterprise and Solidarity Economy Clinic. It's led by Renee Hatcher, who is a lawyer. So that's more of a legal, has more of a legal focus. And then the other kind of sister program is also at the University of Illinois in Chicago, the Solidarity Economy Research Policy and Law Project, led by Stacy Sutton. Trying to remember, she might be political science, I think. But anyway, that's another kind of cluster of solidarity economy programs at the University of Illinois. Those are the ones that I know of. Other than that, in the academy and colleges and university, it's very scattered, right? There, like I said, there might be a single course on solidarity economy, or there might be say, a political economy class, say, it might be, or an economic development class that might include one session on solidarity economy. So while I'm very happy that these programs exist and these are growing, some of these are pretty newly emergent. It's just a drop in the bucket, and there's a lot of need for these programs to expand. What we know is that often when students are taught about the economy and politics and the state of the world, very often these students are left feeling quite disempowered, right? Like so much doom and gloom. And in incorporating solidarity economy, what we hear from professors is it is really powerful. It is really inspiring. It's positive. Students love it, are super engaged, and it just gives people a sense of hope. And many of these young people are very, very eager to figure out how to plug into the solidarity economy movement. I'll
Gracias,
pause there.
Emily. Luis, si nos podés traducir, por favor, muchas gracias.
Okay, once again, Emily, I'm going to translate your participation. All right, so Emily tells something about how she believes, perdón, en español. Emily nos dice que dentro de su participación y el trabajo que está generando, ha identificado que hay casos de cursos en particular en diferentes ciudades a lo largo de Estados Unidos. Hace mención de que donde se encuentra ella, en Massachusetts, hay un curso que se encarga de la economía solidaria. También va a hablar acerca de un curso que se presenta en Boston que genera la integración de las diferentes comunidades para la participación académica. Menciona también casos en particular como Illinois, Chicago, donde se encuentran personas que pueden generar un cambio como el ciudadano Bon Share. También así nos menciona que no únicamente se limita a la zona céntrico. Al norte de Estados Unidos, en Nueva York, hay un investigador llamado René Laurie, el cual se encarga también de un proceso de educación de economía solidaria a través de la integración de participación de estudiantes de esta comunidad, de esta ciudad, por así decirlo, y que se puedan generar un sentimiento de refuerzo. No solo refuerzo, sino también de integración y que su participación con la educación que se le está brindando a través de estos cursos puedan empoderar a las nuevas generaciones, a las comunidades y a todos los estudiantes que formen parte de esta educación solidaria. Comenta que a través de esta educación se puede generar un brillo, pero no solamente un brillo metafórico, refiere más bien a un brillo generacional. Se refiere a que la educación empodera, la educación integra y con la educación solidaria se genera un sentimiento de unanimidad. Es lo que se ha dado hasta el momento.
Muchas gracias. Seguimos con Emily.
Okay. And I'll just give a brief overview of solidarity economy education in the community. So not colleges and universities, but in the community. So let me start by saying the U.S. Solidarity Economy Network initiated a process that we call Resist and Build. And these are both linked there if you want to look at the websites. So Resist and Build is a whole process to connect up the build work of solidarity economy with the resist work, right? In the United States, a lot of the left movement is engaged in fight back work. And we feel like that it is really important to connect the fight back with the build of what we want, as opposed to what the fight against what we don't want. The fight back without the long-term vision of where we want to go beyond capitalism often just ends up reforming capitalism because you're just fighting for reforms. The solidarity economy without the grounding in these frontline struggles runs the risk of becoming sort of inwardly facing and only thinking about how to keep our co-ops afloat or how to keep our social currency project afloat or how to support our community land trust. So we feel that Resist and Build is all about trying to really connect up these two sides of this movement to change the world. And then so in Resist and Build, which has been going on now since 2020, and is no longer just held by the U.S. solidarity economy. There are many partners that co-own and co-govern this process. The actual work happens in different circles. So there's a narrative circle that's working on building out a solidarity economy narrative and getting those narratives out, whether they're webinars or articles or whatever they might be. There's a circle around mapping. There's a circle. So there's various circles. One of the circles is on solidarity economy education. That solidarity economy education worked on a introduction to solidarity economy. So this SE 101, that's done and has been offered, I don't know, hundreds of times over the past 3 or 4 years. So that's been done a lot. And we're pretty happy with that Solidarity Economy 101. We are now in the process of developing a full Solidarity Economy course, which would go beyond the introductory level to both dive deeper into why we need to move beyond capitalism, so that critique, but also diving much deeper into solidarity economy and some of the practices. So we'll be doing deeper dives into some of the most important sectors in the solidarity economy, like co-ops, like mutual aid, like community land trusts, et cetera, et cetera. Like grappling with issues about how does solidarity economy relate to international trade, or how does solidarity economy relate to the state, right? There are different opinions. So those are all things we're talking about, including in this full solidarity economy course. And then there are other efforts as well that I personally am not involved in, but am aware of. So there is the New Economy Coalition, that is a member organization. Their members are organizations that engage with solidarity economy in some way. I know that they have an educational circle. My sense is it's largely a peer-to-peer support network. So if you want to go and get some feedback on your curriculum or your educational experiences, you can go there for support. There's also this Solidarity Economy Principles project that's working in partnership with People's Hub to offer various online courses on solidarity economy. I'm sure there are plenty of other educational efforts, some of large and small, but these are the ones that I know that are pretty, that are offered sort of at a national level. I'm sure there's lots and lots and lots and lots of local work that's going on in solidarity economy education, but I will leave it at that. That's a broad overview.
Muy bien, Luis, si nos puedes dar 2 renglones de lo que está diciendo Emily, muchas gracias.
En 2 renglones resumida la información que nos acaba de dar Emily, ella comenta que la economía solidaria viene desde un registro de antes del 2020. Sin embargo, el trabajo que ella ha mencionado desde su participación inicia a finales de la pandemia. Después menciona que ella reconoce que si bien es un activo que se mantiene, que sigue progresando, siempre se tiene que celebrar las pequeñas victorias. Ella comenta que ha escuchado que más de 100 veces se ha generado el curso de Economía Solidaria 101, que sería como el principal, digamos, o el introductorio, y que está muy feliz de que las personas puedan replicar este tipo de educación. Es importante que Emily mencionó que no solamente están trabajando ahora en el curso introductorio, sino en un curso integral, un curso completo que pueda profundizar en lo que es la educación solidaria. También menciona que si bien aunque ella no ha participado en todos los cursos y que ella no se encuentra formando parte de todos los proyectos habidos y por haber, ella recomienda que ustedes puedan buscar la educación solidaria en desarrollo político, que es un proyecto que se está generando en Estados Unidos para que ustedes puedan generar una retroalimentación en su currículum vitae y puedan fomentar la educación, el conocimiento y la estructura que guardan en ese sistema. Muy a resumidas cuentas, eso es lo que acaba de platicar Emily y agradece su
Gracias.
atención.
Gracias, Luis. Si ya terminó Emily, podemos pasar a Ooko, y si no terminó, le avisas que tiene 2 minutos para concluir y ya pasamos a Ben.
Okay, Emily, Claudia wants to know if you have already finished. If that's the case, then we're moving on to Ben Ooko. so for his participation. And if you haven't entered your time, you have left 2 minutes.
Yeah, no, I'm done. Thank you.
Oh, thanks to you. All right. So now is your turn, Benoco. Please make us proud with your own participation. We'll listen to you.
Hay preguntas para Emily, pero cuando termina Ben, continuamos con ella. Hola, Ben.
Okay, Emily,
Bienvenido.
there's a few questions for you, but by the end of the project, they're going to give it. All right. So now it's your turn, Ben.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Emily, for a great presentation. That was really inspiring. My name is Ben Ooko, and I am a co-founder at an organization known as Amani Kibera. Amani Kibera is a community-based organization that works in the informal settlements of Nairobi. We are based in Kibera, and our main vision is to pursue peaceful and healthy community, active community, where people, participate and are assured of living in dignity and also ensuring respect for human rights. We were founded in the year 2007, and this was because of a contested election in the year 2007 that inspired our existence today. So our main focus is in peace building, conflict prevention. We're also in human rights and social justice. And we're also looking at health-related issues. Amani Kibera is guided by several sustainable development goals. Among them, sustainable goal number 3, which is good health and well-being. We're also guided by SDG number 4, which is good quality education. SDG number 5 on gender equality. We also work very closely with SDG number 11, which is on sustainable cities and sustainable communities. And most important, one that is directly in our line is the SDG 16, which is on peace and strong institutions. And then, of course, SDG number 17, which calls for partnership amongst all the other SDGs and also other organizations, both governmental, non-governmental, and everyone to come together to work towards achieving the SDGs. So my presentation today is going to be based on community-led development. For example, what we are doing in Kibera, and I will be showcasing examples of 2 projects that we are working on currently over the last 2 years. One is the Street Sports Hub that we are doing just a kilometer out of Kibera. And the second one is the Amani Kibera Book House, which we are also working on directly in Kibera. Vina, do you want to translate?
Yes, of course. Muy bien. Pues ahora en la participación de Ben Ooko, él nos menciona que viene desde Kibera, Nairobi. Él forma parte de una organización llamada Amani Kibera. Amani Kibera. Esta organización se va a centrar principalmente en las metas que se presentan en la Agenda 2030 de la ODS. Y también menciona que tiene pilares específicos como lo son los derechos humanos, la justicia social, la buena salud, la buena educación y también la buena calidad de la vida. Hace mucha incidencia en la calidad de vida. Ese es uno de los pilares principales que van a manejar. Hace mención en particular, y vale la pena mencionar, que ellos trabajan con el objetivo número 3 de la ODS, que habla acerca de tener buena calidad de vida. El 4, que habla de tener una buena calidad en la educación. El 5, que genera la igualdad e equidad. El 11, que habla acerca de ciudades que sean sustentables y sostenibles. El 16, que habla acerca de instituciones que sean fuertes. El 17, que habla acerca del partnership, que es la actividad de trabajar en colaboración y conjunto para un objetivo en común. Él menciona que tienen 2 proyectos principales en Amani Kibera, los cuales son, el primero, el Street Up Toast, que va a hablar acerca de la generación de buena calidad de vida en los entornos y espacios en los que se encuentran, y el segundo es el Book House, que es para que ellos puedan ofertar educación y conocimiento a la comunidad. Eso se ha dado hasta el momento.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so like I said, our organization is based in the slums of Kibera, and Kibera has a population of more than 600,000 Kenyans from different walks of life across the country and maybe even across the region. We are faced by many different urban challenges, issues around sanitation, limited water, issues around crime, limited safe public spaces. We are facing youth unemployment, which is also like a global challenge. We have challenges with the educational inequalities. You cannot compare the government schools and the community schools. You walk in there and you see serious disparities. And we also faced by the challenge for need for community-centered development, which is inspired by social solidarity economy, where people work together towards addressing the challenges that we are facing. Most of the time, we are brought for solutions in our community, which does not really augur well, does not give lasting um, solutions to the social challenges that we are facing. So despite all these challenges, there are many, many innovative solutions that young people and the community in Kibera are actually are doing in Kibera. And I want to give a good example of what we are doing with two of our projects. One, we call it the Amani Kibera Book House. This is formerly our community library and community center. And this project is basically expanding learning opportunities that we used to give by offering a better facility, a better building that will be able to support learning, will be able to support knowledge access. We are also using this facility to, promote community ownership. And we are looking at working a lot with young people as an organization that works with young people. We are looking at having creative activities that will be able to support young people into their development or even like getting opportunities. We are looking at inculcating a culture of reading within our community, right from the young age, children as young as 3 allowed to come into this facility. And this facility that you're building is also going to be an accessible building. The resource center will also host training facilities, like, for example, our tailoring school. It will also provide meeting spaces for the community. And what is really quite interesting for the community is a community kitchen. And then the second project that we are doing is called the Street Sports Hub, that we are working in partnership with different partners from Denmark and also locally here in Kenya. And the Street Sports Hub is basically going to create a safe recreational facility, a sports facility for the community. We are looking at using sports as a tool for peace building and social cohesion, something that we are well known for within our community. We use sports a lot to engage, especially young people, in advocating for behavior change communication amongst young people, and also creating awareness when we host public activities. And with this particular street hub, we will be looking at how do we increase community participation in issues governance, in addressing challenges that are facing young people, in addressing youth unemployment, in increasing possibilities of young people becoming employed. And we say that this is not just a social space. It will actually be a space that will promote dignity, will promote safety, will develop talent, though talent is not our main concern. We are looking at this as an avenue for mobilization, where people can come, can play together, and people can actually coexist. So why did I want to mention these two projects? Because they're all going on at the same time. And what is most important is how are we engaging the community into building this particular project. So one, all the projects are similar in nature. One is actually, yes, a library, and the other one is a sports hub. But members of the community from Kibera have been involved directly in ideation, in coming up with a dream, and even in building this facility. Every day, women and men wake up together and they work in rotations. All unskilled laborers are from our community, people who participated in meetings, people who participated in the design process, in the dream of these particular projects that we are working on. And they did not just dream. Now they're actually using their own hands to create, to build these facilities. The skilled laborers could be from outside Kibera, or they can also be from Kibera, because for skilled laborers, we cannot change that. These are people who must be skilled, and we allow the contractor to be able to choose the people that they want. But the unskilled laborers, we believe that unemployed members of the community are able to give services and their contribution to the community resource centers, to the community safe spaces, by building this with their own hands. And we are looking at this because the economic benefits remain within the communities. All the money is left within the community. And then we also have like a lot of skill exchange, where the non-skilled laborers are able to learn from the skilled laborers. And this is something that we really like, because then it promotes human dignity, it promotes meaningful community participation, issues around inclusion, because even persons with disability are engaged in this process. We're also looking at community ownership and eventual sustainability of what we are working for, because then when the community owns it, then the community will be able to do everything to protect it.
Ok, Ben. Luis nos va a traducir ahora lo que estás diciendo. Adelante, Luis.
All right, Ben, it's my turn. All right. So, vamos a hablar un poco acerca de lo que habló Ben en esta pequeña participación. Él menciona que Kibera es un espacio que se encuentra en Kenia y que es importante recordar que si bien ellos tienen esos proyectos de desarrollo sustentable y desarrollo económico y de participación, sigue siendo un territorio sensible, que tienen una población de más de 600,000 habitantes y que si bien son muchos, no significa que la cantidad de recursos disponibles sea equitativa. Ellos comentan que tienen problemas con la repartición de los espacios seguros, la repartición de los territorios y también problemas con el agua. Después hace una mención especial en particular de qué es lo que se va a llevar, sí, muy bien, de qué es lo que se va a llevar a cabo en su organización e institución. Vemos que ellos se encuentran cara a cara con problemas como puede ser la desigualdad, la redistribución de recursos, la participación de la comunidad y que puede presentarse un problema comunal a través de la falta de educación que se pudiera generar dentro de sus espacios. Es por eso que a través de su institución y organismo, ellos van a presentar los dos proyectos previamente mencionados. Después es un breve desglose de qué consiste en cada uno. El Book House va a hablar de una librería y un espacio comunal, o puede decirse como un espacio comunitario, en el cual se va a promover la educación, se va a promover el compartir conocimiento. Sin embargo, no únicamente se limita a estas dos áreas, sino también a la integración de la comunidad dentro de un espacio común para que puedan participar en colaboración. Él mencionaba que es muy importante mencionar que una de las cosas que más les gustó y que más ha funcionado es que tienen una cocina gratuita, que son personas que se acercan, trabajan en colaboración, hacen un servicio y después facilitan el alimento a las personas que lleguen a acercarse a preguntar. Después hace un pequeño desglose de su proyecto Street Liberate Us. Vamos a hablar de que en este proyecto se habla de cómo ellos van a fomentar lo que nosotros conoceríamos como un deportivo o centros de activación física para que puedan integrar a la comunidad, principalmente a la comunidad juvenil. a la comunidad que se encuentra en un rango de edad de la juventud, para que puedan adentrarse a este desarrollo de buena vida, de una vida sostenible, de una buena vida que les genere hábitos, no solo de educación, sino también de activación física, que se va a presentar ahora mm, mencionó que era un equilibrio, digamos. Después de eso, hace mención de otros pequeños espacios. Él se menciona y pregunta, cuestiona, ¿por qué es que estamos haciendo esto nosotros? Bueno, pues él busca que se pueda generar una protección a la comunidad, que se pueda hacer la integración de las personas jóvenes, que se pueda hacer también la articulación de un sistema integral dentro del desarrollo económico. Él hace mención de que dentro de estos mismos sistemas que están generando, busca propiciar la literatura, busca propiciar espacios de integración y también una justicia política. Hasta ahí vamos. There you
Thank
go.
you. So what you're seeing is photos of our community engagement meetings. For example, in 2023, we won an award called the Book House, and this was a community engagement meeting where we were working with the community towards designing the whole program, towards looking at how the book house, the library, the community center would look like. If you look at behind here, this is the building that was there, and also these buildings. This is what we are using. There was the library in that space. And this is part of our community engagement meetings again with different designers, different community leaders. And we even held meetings in a mosque where we are able to, continue interrogating our imagination, our designs, and what fits the community's interest. Later on, we began the construction last year, I think around October. And here you can see the community working hard towards clearing the site. All this because they are unskilled laborers. We worked with the community to, do all this work. This is images of the community street sports hub. Again, the same process. We are looking at from conceptualization of the idea to even having children making Legos on how they imagine the sports facility should be, members of the community here participating, and having like really very intensive meeting with members of the community where people are able to ideate. And this we are working with Midriff Turinet from Kenya, Game from Denmark, and also KDI, who have been helping us with picking the ideas from members of the community and turning them into designs. The street hub, this is the whole idea where we'll be having like 2 basketball courts this end. We are a place where we can play pana, volleyball fields. We'll also have like a dance studio, an administration block, and also most interestingly here, a skate park in Nairobi, because we are looking at what is it that can actually excite young people to come into the street sports hub and participate. These are images of how we envision the street sports hub to move on. And as at the moment, it's actually under construction. We expect to be opening it in August. This was just an expression, an architectural expression of how we are looking at the street sports hub. Here, members of the community, again, including women who participated in the meeting, were also participating in digging the foundation for the library, for the Amani Kibera book house. And that is really the beauty, because then there's ownership. This is an image that I took 3 days ago, and this is how the construction of the book house is as at the moment. And we are hoping that by June 13th, we will have this complete building the way it is. This is an expression of how the book house is supposed to look like. And by June 13th, we are looking forward to launching the building and allowing the community back into it again. This image represents the community where we work. This is Kibera. And this is the informal settlement that I said has more than 600,000 people. And we are doing everything to just make sure that, we are able to continue working in this community. Yes. Evina.
Gracias, Ben. Luis, si nos puedes hacer un resumen. Hay preguntas también
Por
para
supuesto.
Benoco y para Emily.
Ben hace la mención de que en estos espacios de participación no solamente es la integración de la comunidad, sino también la construcción de estos espacios. No es solamente el invitarles a formar parte del proyecto. Literalmente están construyendo el proyecto. Es por eso que él nos acaba de mostrar diferentes imágenes de los espacios libres y públicos que se presentan. La librería, el desarrollo de cómo se va a presentar el deportivo y el espacio integral que se va a generar. Él menciona que hay un pequeño espacio de juegos en el cual nos mostró una fotografía donde hay niños, están pues chamaquitos jugando y se encuentran con diferentes piezas de Lego. Él menciona que es grato ver este tipo de interacciones porque le permite a las infancias desarrollar su imaginación, su creatividad y que eventualmente esto va a propiciar que se pueda seguir construyendo estos espacios de fomento cultural y desarrollo comunitario. Pues eso es muy resumidas a cuentas. Now, Ben, Emily, there's a few questions for both of you, and if you're open to it, we'll just hand it to you.
Sí, por empezar, Ben Ooko es miembro del Consejo de Coordinación Internacional de la Universidad Cooperativa del Buen Vivir y de la campaña de currículum global, que también están presentes miembros del Consejo de Coordinación, está Kesia de Cuba, Leticia Martínez, que es de México, y estamos honrados de su presencia, y a Emily, hace unos años ya que venimos conversando con ella, nos interesa mucho su participación en la educación y especialmente el rol que tuvo también en RIPES, en la coordinación. Así que hay preguntas para ambos. Para Benoco, preguntarle si esta experiencia que tiene de educación la va a llevar a alguno de los ejes temáticos que hay en el Foro Social Mundial de Benin, que hay ahora en Cotonú, porque sería importante hacer una alianza desde la experiencia que viene realizando en Kenia para llevarlo a espacios de agenda internacional. Ben es un gran impulsor de los objetivos del desarrollo sostenible y también de la educación transformadora. Hicimos en el 2018, con la campaña de currículum, un congreso en Kenia, junto a Mazda Nir y el equipo de CECIP. Y a Emily hay una pregunta que nos hacen desde Ecuador, donde la saludan y dicen si considera que en la sociedad norteamericana existen posibilidades de avance para la promoción y fomento de la economía solidaria. Esa pregunta la hace Patricio Bravo. Así que adelante con las respuestas, queridos compañeros y compañeras.
Okay, Emily, the first question goes for you. Patricio Bravo asks you from Ecuador, do you think that the society in North America has the opportunity to keep promoting and increasing the idea they have in this new integration and solidarity education, but also sustainability?
Y para Benoco, preguntarle si va a ir con esta propuesta, con esta iniciativa, a los temas del Foro Social Mundial que hay ahora en Cotonú en el mes de agosto.
Okay, Emily, they want to tell you, they asking you if you're going to bring all of these topics that you just the next August into this new academy, into this new activity that's going to be presented this year.
So let me answer the first
I
question.
didn't get the question.
Para Ben, la pregunta es si va a llevar la propuesta que viene realizando en educación a Cotonú, al Foro Social Mundial que va a ocurrir ahora en el mes de agosto en Cotonú.
Okay, Ben. Once again, the question for you. They want to know if you're going to bring all of your interactions, these dynamics that you have presented, to Cotonou this August. They say that they want to know if you're going to be bringing these little pieces of information that you have presented to us in Cotonou.
Should I go first?
If you please.
Okay. So I think that solidarity economy is now a fairly well-known framework and has a lot of traction, right? Solidarity economy as a framework is now in progressive circles quite well known, and the foundation of actual practices is growing very strongly. Whether we're talking about worker co-ops or consumer co-ops or participatory budgeting or social currencies or community land trusts or mutual aid, lots of land-based projects, right? Trying to take land and properties out of the speculative market and putting it into a trust for community benefit, for agriculture and for co-op businesses and for affordable housing. Like, there is a very strong base of work in all of these sectors that exist all across the US. And the key is to try to connect up these different solidarity economy practices so that we are presenting as a system, right? As a system that's an alternative to capitalism, instead of just one isolated nice project, right? That's where we are now. All these practices, solidarity economy practices, many, many, many that exist, are somewhat siloed, right? And we are not presenting as a system. So we are continuing to build that foundation of actually real existing concrete projects and practices, and trying to connect them up so that people understand that this is a whole new system and way of life and way of enacting an economy and society.
Okay, thank you, Emily. Muy bien, respondiendo a tu pregunta, Patricio, vamos a hablar acerca. Emily mencionó que en estos espacios de desarrollo sustentable, sostenible y de la educación solidaria en Estados Unidos, no únicamente se ve limitado a lo que generó en su presentación, sino también ella hace mención de que lleva una integración a la economía. Reiterativamente mencionó a fideicomisos. Mencionó 3 casos en particular, que son fideicomisos financieros, en el cual se lleva a cabo una inversión comunal para algún propósito en específico, fideicomisos para territorios o para terrenos, en el cual se van a expropiar y darles un propósito a espacios físicos y que se puedan reintegrar. Y el tercero es un fideicomiso agrícola o de agricultura. Este busca que se pueda propiciar la integración de espacios verdes, pero no recreativos, sino más bien verdes de cultivos, verdes de cosecha, y que se pueda generar una economía, green economy. También hace mención de que se puede trabajar en este sistema para crear proyectos que ya existen, pero también se puede propiciar nuevos proyectos integrales para que se pueda generar una nueva vista, un nuevo desarrollo civil y una integración. Ella menciona que estos espacios van a propiciar la protección de la comunidad y también van a generar
van a generar una nueva estabilidad para presentar cuáles son los nuevos estándares económicos.
Muchas gracias, Luis. Y decirle a Ben que está Kesia en la sala, Kesia Henry, que ella es de Cuba, y que en la reunión del Consejo de Coordinación del día de ayer, Kesia presentó junto a la maestra Rosa Campoalegre una propuesta para llevar a, a Cotonú, también al Foro Social Mundial de Economías Transformadoras de México y al
Ujú.
Foro Social Mundial de Economías Transformadoras de Argentina, una propuesta de currículum para incorporar una perspectiva desde la visión de los negros africanos y africanas, no solamente un tema, ¿verdad, Kesia?
Okay, Ben, Claudia tells you that today is present Kesia, who is the participant representation, the participant represented from Cuba, and she belongs also to the Council of Cooperation. Claudia reminds you that yesterday during this meeting that you all had, Kesia talked about how in Argentina they have these proposals to the curriculum vitae and how they want to present these new visions for black men and women into these new spaces of Africans. Also, she wants to say that if you want to say something in particular or if you want to just say hi to Kesia, there you go.
Thank you once again, and thank you really for allowing me to be a speaker today in this engagement. Kezia, I know we have a long way to go in Africa and probably most of the developing areas in this world today. And for us, over the years that we've been participating in meetings on solidarity economy and listening to a lot of speakers, one of the most important lessons that I've actually picked over the years is how we can connect our communities, how we can strengthen relationships within our community, and how we can actually formalize engagements within our community so that then people can start to work together towards a shared mission. We can have like shared goals where people feel that they need to start working together towards resolving even the most basic of the challenges that they are facing within their communities. And I believe that if we continue building this network in this way, then we will be winning big with social solidarity economy. It's not about waiting for aid. It's about communities taking up and trying to work towards resolving the challenges that they are facing, even in the smallest of ways possible. Thank you, Avina.
Muchas gracias, Ben. A ver si nos puedes traducir, Luis, lo que dijo Ben.
Por supuesto. Ben hizo una mención particular y todo el momento se dirigió hacia Kesia, en el cual quiere agradecer pues la participación y presencia que tiene el día de hoy. Él hace mención que sabe que llevan años de colaboración en trabajo y en conjunto y que está muy feliz de que el día de hoy se pueda encontrar aquí. Él hace remembranza de que si bien todavía tienen mucho trabajo que realizar en los espacios de África, sabe que en colaboración y en conjunto de la Universidad del Buen Vivir, del trabajo que generan, del Consejo de Desarrollo, van a presentar un cambio dentro de esos espacios que ya presentan. Saluda una vez más y agradece la participación que tuvo el día de hoy.
Muchas gracias. Así que a la maestra Leti, palabras finales.
Bueno, pues el agradecimiento a todos, a todas, a cada uno de los que participaron, a los grandes aprendizajes, a las experiencias que virtieron Y pues reitero la invitación al Preforo México, noviembre 26 y 27, 2026 con miras a Jujuy, en abril de el 8, 9 y 10 en las provincias de Salta y Argentina. Y pues sí, es muy importante todo esto y pues sigamos construyendo el buen vivir en los territorios, sigamos fortaleciendo todas las sedes de la Universidad del Buen Vivir en todos los países donde ya nos encontramos. Y pues un gran abrazo y sigamos en contacto y los esperamos en el Preforo de México. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias a todas y a todos. Ben, Emily, muchas gracias por su presencia. Gracias, Luis, por la traducción excelente. Gracias a todas. Gracias, Kesia, por estar siempre. Nos estamos viendo. Marcelo, Melvis, Cristina, Roberto, gracias.
Muy agradecido, ¿ah? Hasta la próxima.
Chau, chau.
Chao.
Gracias, gracias.